You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Melissa Pilgrim is our choice for your next Disney vacation. You can reach her at amagicalpilgrimage@gmail.com. We thank her for her support.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las
This here's
puertas.
the wildest ride in the world.
So today on Miles from Main Street, I am here with my daughter Mia.
Hi.
We have a little snafu with scheduling again, so it's going to be me and Mia tonight. We're going to talk Whispering Canyon Cafe. We got to go eat there. She's already enjoying it. Look at this. She's having a good time. So thank you, Mia, for helping me out tonight.
Oh, thanks. Welcome, whatever.
Yes, you got it. We'll figure it out along the way, won't we? All right. Whispering Canyon Cafe, we got to go eat there. So we're going to talk about that, review the food a little bit.
It was very, very fun.
Yes, it was. But before we get into it, we got to like, subscribe on YouTube. And if you're listening to the podcast, please go subscribe to the podcast, leave us a review, and wherever you're listening or watching, please share this with a friend, share it out to the world. Let everybody know about Miles from Main Street and how much you love listening or watching us. We bring the kids on, Mikhailo and I, we got our wives. It's a big old party. So please go out and share it.
Did you
Okay.
say wives?
Yes.
You mean
So
wives?
we are talking Whispering Canyon, aren't we? This is going to be a fun one. I just know it. All right. So we were staying at the Polynesian when it came time to do, or when we were staying at Disney. This was about 6 weeks ago now. We were staying at the Polynesian. We had a week long there. It was a wonderful stay. We love staying at the Polynesian. We talked about that a little bit already. Our second day, we went to Whispering Canyon Cafe, and we had an early breakfast reservation because we were heading to Animal Kingdom that day, weren't we?
Mhm.
Yeah. And we wanted to be there by 10 o'clock. We wanted to see the birds fly. If you haven't seen the macaws come flying in right in front of the tree, that's a really cool thing. So we had to get there to see that. So we had a 7:50 reservation at Whispering Canyon Cafe. And Whispering Canyon Cafe is located right in the lobby of the Wilderness Lodge. And we had to get over there. The monorail does not go over there. Buses don't go over there. But we had an easy way to get over to the Magic Kingdom. So my plan, which I don't even know if you know this, my plan was to take the monorail all the way around to the Magic Kingdom. When we got to the Magic Kingdom, we were going to jump on a boat and boat on over to the Wilderness Lodge. I thought that would be a lot of fun. We did actually do that when we went to Hoop-de-Doo. Do you remember going to Hoop-de-Doo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We went. We had a dinner reservation for the 4:15. We took the monorail over to Magic Kingdom, jumped on a boat over the.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah, I enjoy getting out on the water at Disney. I think it's fun to be out there and have somebody else driving the boat for me, controlling the boat. I can just get on and off. What?
Never mind.
Okay.
It's not Disney related.
All right. So we instead of taking the boat route, because 7:50 Magic Kingdom doesn't open till 8:30 at the earliest. So I wasn't expecting there to be a way to get on the monorail over to Magic Kingdom and then get on a boat and be to our reservation in time, because the monorail and the buses, they'll start early. They'll start earlier than they usually say, an hour and a half even. I've seen buses pick up at 6:30 in the morning when things don't open till 8 o'clock. I've seen it even longer than that sometimes. So But I have experienced problems with boats where they don't start until half an hour before opening. Case in point, back in 2019, we had bought the Early Morning Magic. If anyone remembers what this was, it was a early entry into Magic Kingdom, and you got to run the park for, I think it was for an hour and a half before the park opened. And I went down and tried to get on the first boat, and we ended up getting on the first boat, but it didn't get there until we could get into the park. So we were late for getting into the park that day. Which was unfortunate, but we still had a good time. You could go through Fantasyland, I believe it was, and maybe part of Tomorrowland. I can't remember now. Yeah, there was part of Tomorrowland open. You could go running around in there and ride rides for the first hour and a half before anyone else was let into the park back then. They have not offered that since, but yeah, so I had trouble with a boat. So knowing all of this, I didn't want to get us over to Magic Kingdom and not have a way to make it in time to the Wilderness Lodge for our reservation. So what do when you don't have a better way of getting there? You call a Lyft.
An Uber.
Yes, but
For those kids who don't understand.
well, Uber is the mainstream company. That's what people will say. I'm going to Uber there. But there's another company called Lyft, right?
It's basically an Uber.
And Disney has a relationship with Lyft, so the drivers know Disney a little bit better than maybe an Uber driver does, and they're closer. So I went on the app, I ordered a Lyft. It was about $12 at that time to get a Lyft. I did look at taking a minivan because, as listeners know, we have taken a minivan and it was awesome, and I wanted the family to be able to enjoy that, but it was a $50 cost that morning because of how busy it is at that time and what the minivan gives you. And to go that short of a distance, it wasn't worth paying that extra amount. So
And we also had a wheelchair.
we did have the wheelchair, which was okay. With the lift that we had, the minivan would have been fine too. They had room for it. Because the minivans are big SUVs that are very posh and comfortable. And there would have been enough room for the wheelchair because there was 5 of us. So we went with the Lyft. Like I said, it was about $12 to go from Poly over to the Wilderness Lodge. It let us sleep in just a little bit more, although it seems like every park day ended up being a 6:30 wake up call. Did you like that?
No. He made us rope drop like every day.
Well, yeah, you got to rope drop Disney. Everybody knows that. Come on.
But we want to sleep.
Well, and
We're on vacation.
and that was the thing. I mean, if we weren't going to a park, then I let you guys sleep as much as I possibly could.
We took a couple break days.
We did, yes. And we did, we would sleep in like on Tuesday, the next day after. Well, this was 2 days, I guess, after the Whispering Canyon. We went to Port Orleans for the parade over there, but we didn't leave until 8:30. So I let you guys sleep a while, and you guys were up. It's not like I had to wake you up. So don't give me this.
Stretching.
All right. So yes, we took the lift over, got there in plenty of time. In fact, we got there early enough that we were able to walk around the atrium or the lobby. They're a great big grand lobby. I love that lobby there. It's just beautiful.
We got there like half an hour early.
We were there early. And so we walked over into the Boulder Ridge area, the DVC section. And if you walk in the front door and you take a right, go around the corner to the right and walk out the door and down a walkway into the DVC section, you'll come to the Carolwood Pacific room. I've talked about it long a time ago, I think. But the Carolwood Pacific room has 2 train cars that were part of Walt Disney's personal train system that he had in his backyard. And we went and saw those. We saw that room. The cool thing, I don't even know if you saw it, there was a video board in there to play like games on, and it wasn't just at first I thought it was just like video chess or something, but they had a bunch of different games, like a fishing game or a four-way pong type of
Why
thing.
didn't you tell me?
I thought I did. Nope. Remember, we're also talking to people.
Either you did tell me and I just wasn't listening and said, cool, or you didn't tell me.
I told you.
I
I
tend
think
to do that a lot.
there was a lot to see in there and a lot going on when we were in there. So
I tend to do that a lot.
yeah, I know you do. So we did that and we made our way back to the lobby. And we were waiting for Kristen and Kylo to come because they were having breakfast with us. So we were just kind of chilling. We were looking for the hidden Mickey that's in the stonework above the fireplace in the lobby. We just kind of walked around, looked at a few things. Some of the family that was with us hadn't seen it before, so just saw some stuff there. I think you guys picked up some buttons from the front desk, right? Anyway,
Like happy birthday ones and
yeah.
this chicken one. Hey.
Always ask. One of the things we did at the Poly is a scavenger hunt for hidden Mickeys, and all of the, at least the deluxe resorts, they're going to have these hidden Mickey scavenger hunts, and when you get done, they might have a little gift for you. In the past, we've gotten a button, we've gotten pencils, it might be little
We
trinkets.
got like some crayons and a little coloring book.
We did this time, didn't we? Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Thanks.
The coloring book was like really good for kids because it's like Disney themed for like
Disney themed for
Hakuna Matata people thing.
Oh yeah. If you've ever seen, they used to do safety cards with
Puma and Matone. It was all about safety, good for kids.
There you go. Yeah, and they had safety cards that would do that. And I've seen this coloring book before. I'd forgotten about that. And it has a bunch of different coloring pages that have different, like keep seated on the ride.
And then there's like just fun things like mazes and stuff.
Yeah, so it was a good activity book for you, wasn't it?
And the things that are telling you about the safety, you get to color. I'm not doing it in the mic. The things you get to talk about safety, you get to color.
So Mia is first time. We don't edit anymore. This is straight through video, right to YouTube, right onto the podcast. So what you hear is straight up how it's going, and she's doing a great job so far.
I'm stuttering.
You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm happy to have you here. This is fun.
It's very last minute.
All right. So we got to Whispering Canyon. We go in, we check in. It was an online check-in process. So I did it on my phone. They called us a couple minutes later. Again, it was early in the morning. We were one of the first reservations. Easy peasy. They sit us down and they start asking us for drinks.
And then Mikhailo, you guys all know him. He asked for a large jug of soda, and she came back with a jug that was like this big.
It was like a gallon mason jar that she came back with.
Huge.
And he said, I really, really like Diet Coke. And she said, well, if you like it that much, you're probably going to need a diaper the rest of the day. If you're not familiar with Whispering Canyon at all, they do shenanigans there. They will tell you how it is, and they're nice about it, but they're going to give you some talk back, I guess, is a way to say it, isn't it? They will needle you for taking too long. They will give you a hard time if you order the same thing as the person in front of you or the whole table. I remember the waitress, and I've been trying to remember her name since we were going to talk about this, but I remember her looking at Tammy and saying, excuse me. I remember her looking at Tammy and saying, oh, I suppose you're the same way. You're going to be the same problem, aren't you? It was tons of fun. Just, good natured fun. It's not like some of those places, I think Dick's Last Resort is the chain in the country that they will like almost be mean to you, but that's not this. This is
funny.
yeah, this is fun, good natured, not mean, and they're just having a good time with you. And so she would take our order and she would give us a hard time about what we were ordering. I tried to give it back a little bit, and that kind of threw her for a loop sometimes. So
One of the most funniest things that I thought was really funny
what was
that
that?
I thought was hilarious was when you asked for ketchup, a table would have some ketchup and they would have to run it over to you. But it wasn't just like a regular 1 or 2 bottle. They give you like 5, 6, or 7. And it was hilarious.
But what did you have to do if you asked for ketchup? It wasn't just
You had to yell, "Ketchup!
we want ketchup.
Ketchup!"
Where's the ketchup? Right? Yeah, so it would be funny because ketchup was in the dining room, but it wasn't at your table most likely. So you would ask for it, and then people would come with armfuls of it, right?
It was
set it down.
hilarious.
It was, and they started seating people at the other end of the dining room after we had gotten there, and they had asked for it, and they weren't, and so everyone was running it down there. And the guy, the waiter, says, "Is that it?" Next thing I know, he's walking out with another armful of ketchup and he had like 6, 7 more bottles, and he set it on their table.
And then we asked for the ketchup. So we got little kids just running at us with a bunch of ketchup.
It was a good time just worrying about ketchup,
Yeah.
right? Going back to the drinks though, when she brought the drinks, what did she do with the straws?
She threw the straws at us. She took it and was like, just a bunch.
She tossed them up in the air and they all landed in the middle of the table. I told her, I said, that was impressive.
Yeah, because it like all landed like right in front of everyone.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, like one at each in front of like each person.
Maybe not quite that well, but it was good. And there was another table that asked for napkins, and I saw him like raining them down on the table. Oh, you need napkins? Here, have some napkins.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty funny too.
I didn't see that.
And if you pay attention, for the video people, if you go back and look at the beginning of our show, the clips that we have, there's a clip where a guy has a giant silly looking cowboy hat on. That's from Whispering Canyon Cafe.
Huge.
And they brought that around and put it on him. I don't know what was going on. They were way down at the other end of the dining room, so I couldn't hear what they were talking about, but they did put that on him. I thought that was pretty funny too. So they have all kinds of different shenanigans going on while you're eating, and the way they talk to you and all that good stuff. So we did order some breakfast. Do you remember what you got?
No.
You got a skillet.
Yep. That's all I remember.
We got a skillet, and it was kind of like, if you've done Ohana breakfast, it was kind of the same idea as skillet there. You got biscuits, eggs, bacon, sausage, potato wedges that were delicious, and Mickey Waffles, right?
I remember Mickey Waffles and potato wedges.
So the way it works is it's $26 a person for the skillet, and you can just order a skillet. They'll bring enough for one. If it's 2, they'll bring enough for 2, and they'll keep making it bigger.
And we got everyone at the table.
Right. And I think we all ordered the same skillet, so there's 7 people. They ended up bringing 2 big skillets. And that's where I was trying to give it back to her a little bit, because she said the more you order, the bigger the skillet gets.
But
so
they brought us only 2 big ones, not a humongous one.
Exactly. So I said, well, you said the bigger it would get. So I was expecting this big skillet. She said, no, sorry, that's the best we got.
And then we had these ears on that were Stitch themed. And then our waiter asked, our waiter said, "Ooh, I like your ears. You're going to get me some, okay?"
That's right. Yes, she was. It was like that was going to be her tip. She wanted to. I wanted us to go get her some ears. You had Stitch ears that were really cool. Some newer ones that had come out right before we went.
And at the end of our dinner, she said, "Don't forget about those ears."
She told us she was going to meet us at Animal Kingdom, didn't she?
She's busy working though.
Yep, she was. Yeah. So we ordered. There's 3 different kinds of skillets you can get. One of them's like a Southwest one. I can't remember exactly what was on it. Another one is pretty much the same thing, but it comes with brisket instead of bacon and sausage. The brisket there is okay. It's you know, it was good. We had that. We went there when we were wearing the masks in 2021. Do you remember that? Do you remember going to that? No, that was a while ago now. But
I hate masks.
yeah,
I can't breathe in them.
so we didn't get all of the fun at that time as we did this time. So it was that's why we went back. It was like we had to go try it again. But the Mickey waffles were on point, perfect Mickey waffles that you get everywhere. The sausage and the bacon, Disney bacon, I think is really good. It's always cooked right to where everybody kind of wants it, right? Like it's not too crispy, it's not too what do you call it, flabby,
Soft.
soft. All right.
Because like some are like very, very soft, but when you try to eat it, it just falls apart.
Yeah. And so we had coffee, we had Diet Cokes. Did
I
you
had
have
root
juice?
beer.
You had root beer? All right. And
No, I had Sprite.
okay. And we had our skillets. It's all you can eat. So we were ordering more waffles like almost right away because
Everyone took a lot of waffles.
we did.
Ate them, gulped them down. You could say.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you to just step a little bit back from the microphone. You're doing a good job.
Sitting.
I know. All right.
Whack you.
I apologize for this cough. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so
Got it from my mother.
all right. So we had our breakfast, and what'd you think of the eggs?
They're fine.
They're fine. Mickey waffles were the shining star. Yeah.
I didn't have much potato wedges either, though.
No.
I only had like 3, and then I'm the one who asked I want ketchup for the potato wedges, but I only put a little bit of ketchup, so it's kind of useless.
We had a lot of ketchup at the table, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were celebrating some birthdays. Mia's birthday is in March. My mother-in-law's birthday was in January. We were there in the middle of February, and it was actually Mikhailo's birthday the day before. So we were doing all 3 of them. And so at the end of, because I think you guys may have had birthday buttons, Mikhailo had one. So at the end, she brought out birthday cupcakes. But she didn't give one to Kylo right away, so she brought one back a little bit later. That was a lot of cupcake because I don't think anyone was all that hungry. So it was nice to have those cupcakes. We got to sing, and she was like, "Come on now, you all have to sing. Got to sing, right?"
Yeah.
Yep. So we sang. It was a good meal. I would recommend it to anyone to go.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommended. The other thing, it was like I said, it was $26, and you can order the skillets if you want. If you don't want the skillets, if you don't want to do that, you can order a plate breakfast for less than the $26. I think there were some options that were $14-15, right? You can find that menu out on the Disney website, and there's other good options. I have always done the skillets because it was all you can eat, and we wanted as many waffles as we could get our hands on, so it worked well for us.
At some point, you said, "That's a lot of waffles."
And it was like not enough, was it?
Yeah. And then she said, "Really? You want more?"
Yeah, she was really good. She was really good at what she did. And they would talk, the other servers would talk to each other across the dining room, like, can you believe this over here? Type of stuff. It's really enjoyable. As you can hear from Mia, like it's a great time to do this. So they do all day, they do breakfast, they do dinner. Definitely worth checking out. So when we were done with dinner, with dinner, with breakfast, we had to get over to Animal Kingdom. So we walked outside, um, and we went to the left of the doors as you walk out the main entrance, and the buses are off to your left where you can pick up buses. And because it's Animal Kingdom, that's the only way to get there unless you're taking a Lyft or something, right?
Mhm.
So we, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to scooch
She's
closer.
she's very
Wiggly.
fidgety and wiggly. Yeah.
I can't stay still. It's a problem I have. In school, I fidget with my pencil a lot.
It's okay. You're doing a good job.
Otherwise, I can't concentrate.
All right. So we made our way over to the buses. I always forget on the apps now you can find what the bus wait times are. So made our way over there. We waited 10 or 15 minutes, if that, for a bus to Animal Kingdom. Was not very busy to grab a bus. Got on our bus,
Why
headed
looking at
over
me?
to I don't know. I'm looking at you to talk. Tell me stuff.
Well, I don't know what to say when you're just talking about random stuff.
Well, we made our way over to Animal Kingdom. It was very easy to do, very quick transit. So I would recommend, making your way over to Whispering Canyon. You know, for the five of us to take a Lyft, $12. That is not bad.
The buses are free.
Right. The buses are free, but if you need to get somewhere on property, even if it's a $20 fee to jump into a lift, it's not that bad. Um, when you consider you've got 5 people. Now that was the only time we did that. We grabbed buses or we never made it on the Skyliner this time, did we?
No, I really wanted to though.
I know I did too, but we didn't have a reason to do it. So
And my grandma was freaking out about it because it was so high.
yeah. But that's really all we've got for Whispering Canyon. Do you have anything else you want to add?
You should also visit Hoop-de-Doo.
Do you want to talk about Hoop-de-Doo a little bit?
Sure.
What did you like about Hoop-de-Doo?
So, for dinner, you don't get a choice. They just bring stuff out to you, which was good because then I don't have to worry about what I'm getting. But I also have to worry about if I don't like it or not because I'm picky.
She is picky. She doesn't like seasoning on meat, so that's always one of the tough things that we have to get through.
If I go somewhere and order something with seasoning on it, I have to use a napkin and wipe it off, which
But
is annoying.
they started us with a salad. How was the
Which I
salad?
didn't eat.
Of course not.
I don't like vegetables.
She's not a rabbit, I guess. The salad was good. I liked the dressing they had on it. It was a good salad. We then got I'm not prepared for Hoop-de-Doo tonight. But yeah, it was family style, so they bring you ribs and chicken and
They had they have a fun show. They picked people to come up and be in the show. Like
Yep.
a medic, I think, kind of like three little girls. I don't remember really.
They did at the end, they picked some people to help do the finale.
Mhm.
And that's when they brought out the strawberry shortcake, which was interesting. It was a giant piece of shortcake with the strawberries underneath it, and then it had the whipped cream on top of the cake. It was way too much for us because we were so full already when it came
Not
out.
me. I didn't really eat much.
So The show was great. The food was wonderful. The beans I did not like, so you can stay away from those. They just
Don't
were
do that.
what?
Some people might like them, and you're downing somebody's place.
Just so they know. The green, I think we had green beans too, didn't we? Those were good.
I didn't have them.
No, of course not.
I only eat green beans cold straight into a bowl from a can.
At least she's getting some vegetables in her.
I also like corn on the cob.
Yeah, but also at the end they brought washboards around to everybody and they got to play those. They did a
Mhm.
little parade around the room with all the kids. And you were doing that, weren't you? Running around the room with the washboard.
Mhm. At some point we got to the middle and like the person was like to all the kids.
And for those of you just listening, she's shaking her hands around with wide eyes, so I'm not sure what that quite means.
I'm doing what the performers were doing because we had to follow the performer around all the tables, and then when it was time for the performer to go back on stage, she was like shooing all the kids away. Go back to the tables.
That's what. Okay, they were shooing everybody. Got it. I got it. Yeah, I love Fort Wilderness. So anytime you can get over there to visit, I think you should try that. It's almost a vacation in itself to stay at Fort Wilderness. They've got so much going on there. So I think we'll wrap it up. We've talked about.
Dang it, I was going to talk about one more thing.
Wow. See, Mia did not get the chance to come on and talk about the trip, so now she's just jumping to talk about it. So what else you want to tell us?
I want to talk about Ohana.
Ohana.
Yeah.
Yes, we were so rushed to get there. We got there late for Ohana, which is one of the premier places to eat at the Polynesian.
Which I was sad because we list Lilo and Stitch.
We did because we did dinner. We didn't do breakfast.
I know.
But we got so good noodles.
Yeah, the noodles were really good.
And the chicken wings.
And
Oh, come on.
spicy.
Chicken wings were good. The shrimp. People
like
eat shrimp.
shrimp.
So yeah, we got to. I had given us 2.5 hours after we landed to get to the Polynesian, and we got there 5 minutes before our reservation. Okay, so this is behind the scenes for you guys. She's licking and rubbing her face on the microphone.
Not.
She was just blowing into it, so I'm gonna stop and just let her know. Everybody, which is fine. Everybody can hear all that stuff you're doing though, and it can get annoying to the listener.
Sorry, listeners
All right.
and watchers.
So we got there 5 minutes before, and Kristen and Mikhailo were already there waiting for us. So,
And as we walked in, they're like, "Welcome to the Polynesian."
and we had been talking to him on the way there, like, is there anything we can do to get go up there and see if they can change the reservation a little bit for us, if they can wait for us, all that good stuff. And they wouldn't talk to him. They wouldn't do anything. They said, we can't do anything until everybody's here. And it's like, well, they're on a boat or they're on a bus on their way here. So we got there. The guy that checked us in went up to Ohana for us while we took care of our luggage and made sure everything was good to go with our reservation. So then we made our way up there and had a short wait, got in and sat down, and the food just starts coming.
And they played music for us from the fireworks over at Epcot.
At Magic Kingdom, Happily Ever After was going on. So we were able to hear that music.
We were like right by the speakers.
We were not by a window, so it was hard to see. And I had my back towards the castle, so I turned around. There was pretty much a wall in our way. I could see a little bit of it, but we did enjoy listening to the music though, because
you could see the fireworks. Otherwise, you could just see lights.
Yeah. But it was still fun to have that, right?
Why are you looking at me? Look at the camera.
Oh, sorry. I will do that. Um, all right. So Ohana, you liked the noodles. What else?
The noodles.
The noodles, that was it.
I forget what else we had. Sorry.
There was steak and chicken
Mhm.
that came after the noodles. Oh, I know what it was, the broccoli.
Ew. I
They
don't like greens.
they give you broccoli and they give you some chimichurri steak. Did you like the steak? Do you remember?
I took the seasoning off, and yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't eat much of it because it was hard work to get all the seasoning off. That thing was coated.
And that stuff was good. I prefer to save room for the noodles and the chicken wings. The peel and eat shrimp were good. So that was kind of the second course. Like they start you with a salad, and then they bring out the chicken wings and noodles, and then the
So it was kind of like hoop de doo, where they just bring the food out to you.
yeah, family style is how they call that. But then they would bring the steak and the other bits of chicken out too. After that, that's kind of like the third course. So we stuffed ourselves with that, but we knew the bread pudding was coming, and I had not had Ohana bread pudding at this point.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
I ate half of it, and then I didn't want to eat the rest because I ate half of it, and I realized, oh, this has a weird aftertaste.
I loved the bread pudding, and
Exactly. It tastes like bread.
I thought it was delicious. It had some ice cream on top. There's pineapple in the bread pudding. Did you know that? And they had caramel sauce that you would pour over the top of it, and I found it to be yummy.
Mostly just ate the ice cream.
One of the big regrets, we've done a show about regrets in the past. One of my big regrets is that I did not go back up to Tambu Lounge later in the week and just order some bread pudding. I never got that opportunity. But that's okay. We ate a lot and we had a good time on that trip, didn't we? Yeah. All right.
They had a pool too. An awesome pool.
You enjoyed staying at the Polynesian, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all Moana themed.
It was.
Well, what else is there to talk about? I think we ran out.
Are we done? You good?
Yeah.
Got it all out?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm mostly talking about food and stuff, so.
All right. Well, that was what the plan was. Talk about eating. All right. So Mia, thank you for being on the show today.
It's very last minute.
So as I said before, go out and share the show with people, please. Hit the like and subscribe buttons on the YouTubes so that we can find out when we're having shows again. We are on Facebook, Instagram. I have been putting some videos out on TikTok too, at Miles from Main Street. You'll find us right there.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
You said YouTubes? What's your funny little nickname for TikTok?
The TikToks. I'm old. You're young. It's okay. I'm having fun. She's got her head in her hands.
He's crazy.
I'm full of drip. All right.
You're not posting this.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We're all at Miles from Main Street there. We'd love to have you come out and join us out there. Subscribe, share.
And that
like.
was Miles from Main Street.
Okay. All right. Let me finish through this. Okay. All right. We did not get to a live show this past week, and I was on vacation. Just didn't happen. But we will be back this Thursday. Live episode on YouTube, 7:00 p.m. Central Time. I'm not sure who my guest will be. I know Mikhailo will most likely still be off this week, which is okay. And So we'll have someone with me
Not
talking
me.
Disney.
I'm
I
good.
have ideas, but join us live on YouTube and Facebook, 7:00 this Thursday, April 4th.
And by the way, we didn't go to Disney World for the vacation.
No, this past week we were in St. Louis.
Missouri.
Yes, we can talk about that another time.
Well,
But
there's nothing Disney, so what's there to talk about?
thank you all for listening. That's all we've got for this week. And as we like to say, some live close, but others don't. So let's talk about it.
And that was Miles from Main Street.
We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.